today we are here for a very special Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever read better than the movies. Now, I've heard such great things about this book. I heard it's so cute, very romantic, kind of cheesy, but in like a good way, in a rom-com way. So I have really high hopes for this book. But I thought we would do something a little bit different today rather than just reading the book. I thought a cool way to tackle this romance would be to actually go through the day of the main character. Liz has a very specific day-to-day. You're gonna go through her schedule. Everything she does, I'm going to do it today. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to be doing activities and finishing this book in one day, but I'm gonna try to do as many of her regular life activities as I can, and then the rest of the week I'm gonna be finishing this book and then giving you guys a review at the end. Never have I ever read better than the movies. Let's go. So here's what I know about Miss Liz over here. She is obsessed with romantic comedies, specifically because her mom died, and before she died, they used to watch rom-coms all the time. Specifically, Bridget Jones's Diary. She says that they would always like eat a bunch of food, watch romantic comedies together. She also said that she would listen to like the Bridget Jones Diary soundtrack whenever she could. So my idea for the first thing today, I actually haven't eaten lunch. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get lunch for myself and watch a romantic movie. But first we have to actually get ready for the day. A couple things I noted. Vanilla perfume is really important to her because it was her mom's scent. I think I do have some of that upstairs. And she straightens her hair for the day, which I actually didn't do today and I really should. So let's get ready and then we're gonna go watch some romance movies. So I have Sol de Janeiro Cheiroso, possibly. Notes of black, amber plum, vanilla, and musk. So we're gonna use that today. I think it's sad that her mom died and she's like so young. And she said that the perfume her mom wore was like really distinct to her. So I plugged in the straightener, we're gonna straighten our hair. My hair is already like kind of straight. There's just a little bit of pieces because I do blow dry my hair obsessively. If I didn't blow dry, it would be a wavy mess, but it's definitely not like pin straight. So we're just gonna use the straightener. Also, it kind of does mention that in the book, like she dresses up like her favorite movie characters, which I think is so interesting. Obviously, I can't do that just yet because I haven't watched any of the movies that she watches. So I'm intrigued to watch, and I will watch Bridget Jones's Diary actually today in honor of her, but I've never watched that movie before, so it's another Never Have I Ever, which is exciting. Fun fact, I love romance novels, like obviously. I really don't love romance movies in the same way that I love romance novels. Maybe it's because I find it to be a little cheesy, but like I'm very selective about my romance movies. Like I get icked out really easily. All right, we've straightened our hair. It is time to go get food. I'm actually excited to pick a romance movie to watch. I'm just gonna pick something on Netflix, something I think I'm gonna like. I'm gonna save Bridget Jones's Diary for the end of the night just because I think it'll be a nice note to end my night and watch that. I'm gonna look and see if there's a playlist for the Bridget Jones Diary soundtrack because Liz was listening to it on the way to school. Also, she did have an interaction with Wes already. They have this like prank war going on and I think it's so funny. I always hate when it's called enemies to lovers because unless you're in a fantasy novel and death is on the table, it's not enemies to lovers, okay? It's just dislike to lovers. So they have a really cute dislike to lovers going on. Just went on Apple Music and they do have the soundtrack for Bridget Jones's Diary. So we're gonna be listening to that. The first one is Stop, Look and Listen. Is this the dad from that Amanda Bynes movie? I loved that movie. I think this is him. All right, let's listen to that. Okay, why did I not know that that sad ass depressing song All By Myself is from this movie? It started playing while I was driving and I cackled so loud because same. So the next thing that Liz does, wait, I forgot lipstick. We don't have time for lipstick. There's always time for lipstick. I unzipped the side pouch and pulled out my new fave, Retrograde Red. On the off chance, so very off chance, my McDreamy was in the building. I wanted good mouth. What? I apparently need to go get lipstick. Now, two things. I cannot pull off a red to save my life. However, I was running out of my signature color, which is actually a Rare Beauty lip gloss. And there's a Sephora behind me, so we are going to go get some lip gloss for myself. I bought some lip gloss. And actually I remembered that I needed blush too. I cannot even tell you how long that Rare Beauty blush lasted me. Product is insane. So I got my Nearly Neutral. I'm so sorry. I would love to honor Liz, but I just am self-aware and I know that a red lipstick is never going to be my color. However, we are going to apply some lip gloss right now because I just ate and all my lip gloss is gone. And we never know when McDreamy might be around the corner. Oh. And I got a new blush color this time, so I'm not gonna apply it obviously, but I got the shade Worth, and I'm really excited because it's a little bit darker than the one that I have right now, and I feel like it's needed because I'm so pale in the winter. I really like the beginning of this book so far. I think it's so cute. I was reading in Panera, and honestly, like the banter between Wes and Liz is honestly like so good already, and I think she's finally like coming around to the fact that he's actually like a good person. She made a deal with Wes that in order to get the affections of a guy who she's like romanticized in her head, like I swear this girl is putting in the work. She's like imagining that this guy who has a southern accent, which I'm pretty certain is fake because he went to Texas for like 2 seconds, is like feeding orphaned baby squirrels and is like intelligent and smart and all the things that Wes actually is in real life. I think it's funny because they just made a deal that he can get her ideal parking spot that they fight over all the time if he agrees to set her up with her dream guy. And I think the banter that Wes and Liz have is like my ideal banter. It's so good, so witty, they're hilarious, and even like she can't even help but like laugh when he says ridiculous things. Like she doesn't want to, but like he's just hilarious. I think that is key. I also loved this quote in it that said, here's how it usually went. I would see a cute guy, daydream about him for weeks, and totally build him up in my mind to be my one and only soulmate. The usual high school pre-relationship stuff always begins with the greatest of hopes, but by the end of 2 weeks before we even get close to official, I almost always get hit with the ick. The death sentence to all blossoming relationships. Girlie, I'm 26, and let me tell you, that doesn't go away. You still are putting in all the work to fall in love with the potential of a man that you created in your head, and they're always, almost always, disappointing. Also, she has great taste in music. In Panera, I started listening to, and we're gonna listen to this in the car, Anna of the North, Lovers, because it's from To All the Boys I Love Before, specifically the hot tub scene. I was obsessed with that song when I watched that movie, and I just got reminded of it. It's so good. Her music taste is fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10. Next thing that Liz does is that she goes to a party with Wes to meet up with Michael, who are both her neighbors, and sadly, I do not have hot neighbors to party with. They're all geriatric. We're gonna go on to her next thing, which is eating chocolate chip cookies and milk, which I actually have at home. I made chocolate chip cookies last night, so we're gonna warm them up. I'm gonna have them with milk. I love chocolate chip cookies and milk so much. And she does homework like a very normal person. I actually have homework to do. I have to make a thumbnail for my Onyx Storm reading vlog video, so we're gonna edit together and eat some chocolate chip cookies. Don't you just get nostalgia for this movie, like this time in my life when I first watched All the Boys I Loved Before? Oh my god, this. Told me I would never see. Okay, now I'm in a super To All the Boys I Loved Before mood after listening to that song. So we're gonna play it, which by the way, I love the first To All the Boys I Loved Before so much, but I just ignored that the second and third movie exist. So we're gonna put it on, I'm gonna warm up some cookies, and then we're gonna do our homework of me making a thumbnail. I struggle with thumbnails so bad. I always want to change the style of it, like every single time. I can't pick a style to save my life. I think it's so fun. It's just I get so indecisive about like the type of thumbnail I want to make, and this one has to be good because I love Onyx Storm so much. It has just been living in my brain rent-free for a week since I read it. I'm done with editing my thumbnail. Anyway, I read some more of Better Than the Movies, and there's currently a shopping montage going on. Now, two of the best things happened recently, and that is that Liz actually works at a bookstore. She sells records, she sells books, and I think that gives me permission to go buy some books tonight. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do right before that is I think I'm gonna go to the mall and go shopping. Wes and her are buying outfits so that they can go to a basketball game because Liz doesn't know how to do anything casually. I haven't gone shopping in a very long time, just like leisurely. Very excited about this. So clothes shopping, book shopping, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so we just arrived to the mall. I was okay so annoyed because it started raining. But then honestly, I thought, you know what? That is peak romance, because when Liz shows up to Wes's door to first ask him to like assist her, she's like soaking wet. Her hair's like pretty, like from the rain. It looks nice and curly. Honestly, I think rain scenes are so underrated in movies. Like my favorite romance scene of any TV show or movie is the rain kiss between Damon and Elena in The Vampire Diaries. Just that one scene does it for me every single time. So you know what? The universe has made it rain to make it peak romance environment. I will keep saying that to myself. Speaking of Elena Gilbert, I can't. God, where's my David Salvatore? Just came back from shopping and I wanted to do a little bit of a haul. I'm going to show you guys first what I bought at the mall. So the store that I went to was Express. I feel like they have a lot of clothes that, oh my god, I forgot I have laundry in here. I put all of my socks in here. I was so confused. So the first thing that I bought, because they did have a sale going on, so I did want to go to Express. I just bought this cute little like cropped sweatshirt just for like athleisure. It's like cropped. There's a zipper moment. I think this was like $30. I needed more like casual wear, like especially since I work from home now. Like I don't want to work in my pajamas like all day long. The next thing I bought was like for going out. I really like the cut of the neckline, and I don't really have a lot of like shirts in this color. I don't really wear this color a lot, but I do love it. Sadly, I did not get that Elena Gilbert moment shirt. I just thought that it was like way too simple for the price that it was selling for. Then I was able to get some books. I was so happy that I went to the store. I feel like I haven't gone like book shopping in a while, and this was extra fun because I had a gift card, so I literally didn't pay anything. The first book that I purchased is A Curse for True Love. This is the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I read books 1 and 2, and the only reason I haven't read this is because I didn't have the physical copy. I'm so excited to add it to my shelf. I have all the books plus the Caraval series, and I actually did a whole video reading the Caraval series, which I will link up above. It's on my vlog channel. I'm really excited because book 2 ended on a cliffhanger. I do think the series is like a fun premise. I don't think it's like as good as everyone says it is, but it's still enjoyable. Like I gave every book I think 4 stars, so like I think it's like a 4-star series. The next book that I got is Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. I have heard such good things about this. I heard the smut is fantastic. I heard that this man right here is like best like book boyfriend apparently, and I feel like I've heard him being compared to like Zayden Ryerson, and which after Onyx Storm, that's a bold claim. Let's pump the brakes on that one. I didn't expect it to be so hefty. Oh my god, it's like 600 pages. I did not expect it to be so large. 24-year-old Sarah Fane is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she has been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. In the land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later every secret comes out. When Saris comes face to face with death herself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Saris has landed right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of Yavelia, in over 1,000 years, Saris mistakenly binds herself to King Fisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist magic to protect his people no matter what it costs him or her. That's a weird name, King Fisher. But anyway, I am really excited. I also am really intrigued because this book has such a high rating on Goodreads. I want to read this year. Like, this seems like a good one to add to my TBR. The next book I got just absolutely looks gorgeous. First off, it's called Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I have heard really, really good things about this. Like, I've heard so many TikTokers and booktubers talking about this, and I just had to add it to my list. Phantasma only has 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly, however, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive and the victor is granted a single wish. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to win, but Phantasma is a cursed manor full of twisting corridors and lavish ballrooms, staffed by enticing demons and fatal temptation. And Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed if her fears don't overtake her first. When a charming, arrogant stranger claims he can help, Ophelia knows better than to trust him. But with her sister's life on the line, Ophelia can't afford to turn him away. She'll just need to ignore the overwhelming dark attraction, drawing them closer and closer together, because in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart. I'm so excited, and I really am just in love with this cover, guys. Like, it looks so pretty. I'm really happy with my little haul tonight. I feel like I got some really good books that I've been meaning to get for a very long time, so I was really happy that I found them. Really, really excited. I'm so happy to add these to my collection. If you guys weren't aware, I'm trying to get 1,000 books because 1,000 books constitutes a personal library, so I'm always happy to add more books to my little collection. Liz's schedule is really cool. I was also reading more, and I know I said it, but like, I love the banter between Wes and Liz. Almost to page 100. So my plan for the rest of the night, I'm gonna shower, like get ready for bed, and then we are going to be watching Bridget Jones's Diary. I have to watch it. This girl loves this movie. I've never watched it before. After listening to the soundtrack, I wanna watch it too. Got questionable taste, girl. The only reason I find it acceptable that you like this movie is because you formed some childhood attachment to it. And the fact that she accidentally watched this in 1st grade. Girl, it's so inappropriate for a 5-year-old. The boss at the beginning of the movie was so skeevy. I'd take double Mr. Darcy over any of those other guys. He was the only one who was actually like intelligent. I'm gonna go to sleep, and we're gonna spend the rest of the week finishing this book. Guys, remember how I said I was like gonna take the rest of the week to finish Better Than the Movies? Yeah, well, I took the rest of the day after I filmed that video. I literally finished it Monday night. I filmed all of Sunday. That was my little living in the life of a fictional character on Sunday. Finished the entire book Monday. This book, I absolutely ate it up. I thought it was so stinking cute. I thought it was adorable. Really fulfilled that rom-com vibe for me. And as it should, it's called Better Than the Movies. There were so many good movie references inside it, so many quotes. I loved how even the soundtracks were integrated into the book. I thought that was so adorable. And of course, I loved how this was like a very bantery book. I'm somebody who really, really enjoys when the 2 main characters start off with really good banter, because it's a demonstration of like intelligence, wit, great humor. I just think it's so fun, and that's always like one of my top tier tropes. And Wes was giving all of that. And the fact that at the end of the book, it just so happened that he was down bad for her since they were kids, icing on the cake in my opinion. I thought it was so, so good. There were some critiques of this book that I have to mention because it wasn't a perfect 5-star read. I ended up rating this book 4 stars. Don't get me wrong, that's still a good rating in my opinion. Like, I really did enjoy the book. Like, it was so fun. What I think brought it down for me was just the fact that I was kind of annoyed with Liz. I understand why it happened. Number one, I think it's a good reflection of the genre. I feel like when you go and watch a rom-com, especially like an older one, there's a point in the book where the main character just absolutely blows up her life. Every single aspect of her life is gone to shit, and that is a facet of the genre. So I appreciate that that was like a call to how those movies usually go. Doesn't mean I have to like it though. I thought that Liz really went after so many different people,
But what I did like was that the wrap up of her life kind of happened on prom. So prom was a really pivotal point for her. The one thing I really do like about her is that when people were calling her out, she would always be like, right? Like, I'm the worst. Like, you know, like basically validate their feelings, and she would be like, you know what? I can only move forward. Like, I'm really sorry. I did like her apology era. I thought that was really good. I also ended up reading actually Better Than the Prom, which is the novella from Wes's point of view. Oh my God, his point of view is so cute. Like, he really, really loves her. Oh my God, there was this one quote in the novella. I think I put it on my Goodreads. He was like, I've been waiting for you my whole life. Just let me woo you with coffee and chocolate chips. Like, oh my God. And again, like the vibe of this whole book was so good. And I think that this was like a really good one. Live the life of. I think it was awesome that, you know, I had some new music to listen to. I watched some new movies, even if they were a little unhinged. I think I'm getting a little bit more pickier with YA romances just because, like, obviously I'm not a young adult anymore. I am 26. It's hard for me to resonate with that. Like, it's hard for me to enjoy it as much. And while I still obviously love adult romances better, this was such a good YA romance, even for someone who's older like me. Definitely give it a read if you haven't already. And if you want to live a day in the life of Liz, I absolutely recommend it. If you have any other recommendations for books that I should try living the life of the main character, this is something that I do want to try because I think it's so fun. Please let me know your recommendations down below, or books you would like me to read in general. Never again can I say, never have I ever read better than the movies. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.